I'm here at Hearthside Grove in Petoskey, Michigan, and today we are checking out the 2026 Fleetwood Discovery LXE 40M. So if this is your first time in a Discovery LXE, happens to be the 40M floor plan, there's a lot of stuff to learn about. There's a lot of stuff to look at. This coach is packed full of features. Some things in this coach you won't find in some of our competitors. Things like the furniture. It's all custom Apex furniture. They only supply to us in the motorized space. We love it. It's super comfortable, easy to keep clean. It's very relaxing to sit down. You have power features in here that allow this to open up. So you have power theater seat on this side, you have a sleeper sofa on the other, and again, it's custom Apex furniture built just for us. So it's not something cookie cutter out of the box, it's unique to the Discovery product itself. We are all solid hardwood cabinetry inside the coach, which is a great feature in this price point. So we're solid hardwood face frames, we're solid hardwood doors, all hidden hinge construction, very solidly built coach. Same thing with the slide fascias, window valances, things like that. So no matter where you're looking around inside this coach, you see high-end quality. So we just touched on a few of the things in the living room area that make it unique to this product. The furniture coverings, the Apex furniture touched on that, but moving back into the galley, we didn't skimp here either. You've got all LG solid surface countertops, recessed induction cooktop. You do have the Fisher Paykel, dishwasher, the drawer style dishwasher, high-end microwave convection oven from Whirlpool, high-end residential faucets, farm-style sink, so it's all in here as well. So no matter if you're on the road or making a quick stop someplace along the road, you can always pop in here, do your cooking, do your prepping, do your cleaning, and it's great on the road or at the resort. So this particular floor plan, when the dealer spec'd it, they spec'd it with the credenza-style dinette, which is the buffet cabinet with the storage inside. Has a table that actually pulls out and seats 4 if necessary. So in this seating, more made up for 2 people. Great space across from here. You can fit 2 plates. All of your fixings can go up here. So it's great to have someplace nice and comfortable to sit down. If you do have the guests that come over and you want to extend the table, it's really easy. There's a little window sash latch underneath here, and then the table just slides out. There are 2 folding chairs that make it for a 4-person dinette. So super convenient there. So keeping up and keeping in theme with all the residential stuff that we've talked about, residential furniture, residential tops, residential appliances inside the galley, we're not stopping there. So we have this beautiful, it's a black finish, black glass finish. It's a Samsung residential refrigerator that has it's the French style, so it has the 2 doors on top, plus the drawer down below. It is twin cooling, so it's a great chamber for any kind of things you may put in that may be warm. It's going to cool down almost twice as fast. It's much more efficient. So it's a great refrigerator to have inside your Discovery. The 40M happens to be a bath-and-a-half floor plan. So in the rear of the coach, you have a full master suite. And then in the half you have here in the hall that gives you ample room, porcelain toilet, cut-in sink, very, very high-end, very residential, great feel, great access from the front and the rear if someone needs to use the restrooms. So something else to keep in mind is not only is the coach fun to drive, it's fun to hang out in the living room, it's fun to work in the kitchen, but it's also a great spot to take a nap. So we do have a full king size bed back here. It is articulating design, so it does roll up and get out of the way. And across from that, we have 2 pantries. So we like to call it a hers and a hers, and then he gets one little drawer, but you can split it up however you want. I just know you've got great sleeping, you've got great storage back here for all your clothes, for short trips, for long trips. If you're going to do a resort, something like that, where you're going to be going for a couple months, you have plenty of storage here to take care of all those needs. Hey, so we finally made it to the back of the coach. This is a 40-foot coach. It measures about 41 foot 6 for those of you who need some more technical details. We are in the back. We made it to the full ensuite bathroom back here at the back of the lavvy. And this has got a lot more than just what's approachable to the eye. You'll see that we've got a full stacked washer dryer. Both of those are Whirlpool, again, residential. We have a full custom tile shower back in the back, complete with the seat. So if you want to sit down, take a break while you're doing a shower, shave your legs, whatever the case may be. We do have the toilet with a built-in macerator. It's a porcelain toilet, porcelain top, a pocket door that closes it off for privacy, and there are 2 sinks, each with its own medicine cabinet. And when you dim the lights in here, just turn the accents on, it creates a great ambiance in the evening, and also when you're coming back into the lobby, maybe after a long day, it's great to come back and relax in here. All right, hey, so an interior walkthrough video wouldn't be complete without talking about some of the stuff up in the cab area. So we do have custom designed villa front passenger and driver seats. They do have the stitched in logo for Discovery LXEs. It's got a two-tone inlay with perforated leather on the inside. Great for the features of the seats themselves. Both do swivel around into the activity area, so if you are having a little bit larger gathering, those become part of the seating area. The infotainment is actually separate from the backup monitor, so as you're looking at navigation cruising down the road and you turn a turn signal on, it doesn't kill your navigation. So it's nice to have those things separated. It does have the all-digital dash from Freightliner. And one thing I didn't mention before, but I should mention now, is we are built on a Freightliner powertrain. So the entire drivetrain and powertrain is Freightliner, it's Cummins engines, things like that. We'll touch a little bit more on that when we get outside, but just want to make sure we were pointing out some of those key features up here. So just like the inside, the outside leaves nothing short. It's got a ton of features, a ton of function out here as well. And we look at it a couple of different ways. If you want to take the coach, you want to use it, you want to make sure you've got plenty of storage capacity, make sure you have plenty of fluid capacity. All those things kind of tie into the bridges, which we call it from the belt line down. So everything below the belt line is custom designed for this particular house that's going to sit on top of it. So in that Freedom Bridge platform that ties directly together with the Freightliner chassis and the entire powertrain, that's where we can start becoming a little bit more unique in the industry, simply because we don't build on rail technology in Discovery LXE, we actually build on bridge technology. So some of the things that make that really interesting is how many features you get on the outside, such as slide out trays, and you have the first one in the first bay is standard, but you can also do an optional second one if you would like. So you get plenty of access back down in here. Works out great. So very simple operation, doors pop right open. There's a little blue lever right here, just release that. Tray comes out, so anything that you want to have deep inside, the rooms are out, you got much better access out here, much more convenient than crawling underneath and digging stuff out of the middle of the coach. That actually goes out both sides, so if you have stuff that you need access from the driver's side of the coach, you can simply go on that side, open the doors up and get it out from there as well. So this is our main battery control center, if you will. It's a lot of your access to your cutoffs, your shutoffs, your BCC box, things like that can be easily accessed from right here. So again, you're not having to crawl in between rails in the center of the coach to get access to maybe a fuse that may have taken a left turn on you or something like that. So great area there. Tons of storage down below. And if it doesn't have the Freedom Bridge, it doesn't have a bridge. So as we mentioned on the inside of the coach, you have this great big French door, Samsung twin cooling refrigerator in there, residential. It has that freezer pull out at the bottom. But there are times when you want to take a little bit more with you, or maybe when you're out on the road, you're out at your resort, you're out fishing, you're out doing whatever, maybe it's the stuff you want to bring back. So when you need a little bit of extra space inside the coach for any kind of cooling purposes, we do have an option for that as well. So the Dometic freezer refrigerator down here is great. It's on a double stack tray, so it comes out all the way. Easy access, but awesome for the extra storage you might need. Hey, so we've made it to the back of the coach. This is where the real work gets done back here. So we are a rear engine diesel pusher. The Discovery LXE comes standard. There aren't any options on the 40 footers. Comes standard with an 8.9 liter Cummins engine, which is going to produce 380 horsepower and 1,050 foot-pounds of torque. So what makes this really cool is you have all this power back here at the back. You do have the Allison 6-speed transmission. You get the 10,000-pound towing. You do have the brake sync from Freightliner, which is your air connection at the back for any kind of auxiliary braking systems on your tow vehicle. We are a full fiberglass rear cap. We have the integrated camera that's protected, built in, and designed into the rear cap itself. What's the Freedom Bridge? I guess probably the easiest way, the simplest way to describe what that is it allows us to have a modular type chassis, which is what the XCM is for in that 3D XCM logo. M stands for modular. And in doing that, what it does is we get drivetrain components from Freightliner. They come to us, then we separate, level, and put the bridge structure down in between. So it's basically mating 3 components into one and reducing the amount of rails. One thing to keep in mind with rail technology is the rails are C-channels, and they're set about 18 to 24 inches wide, and the coach has to ride on that. With the Freedom Bridge, we can custom design every floor plan and every foundation to mate together perfectly. And we don't use the rails. The backbone of the Freedom Bridge is I-beam. So there's 2 I-beams. I-beams are twice as strong as C-channels. So the confidence you have, the weight you have, the structural stability, the soundness of this platform, this Freedom Bridge, is something only to be found on a Discovery LXE. So it doesn't seem like we ever have a problem getting a volunteer to drive the coach. We usually don't have a problem having a volunteer go inside and get something out of the refrigerator. But it's tough getting volunteers to get into the wash bay and start dumping those tanks. So what we wanted to do as manufacturers, make it as easy, as clean, as an enjoyable experience as you possibly can if you're talking about getting rid of waste or washing down or even washing off pets after they've been in the river or goofing around in the sand or whatever the case may be. We do have an all-in-one wash bay. Everything is labeled. It's easy access. We have instructions on how to use here written on the side of the door. We do have a full whole house water filtration system. Your water hose and your 50 amp power cord, they're in separate locations, isolated from each other, but they are housed in the same compartment. Down below are your knife valves. These are manual knife valves, so no motors getting caught up or lack of power wouldn't affect you on this particular coach. So it's a great spot for a not so great job. So in line with all the other high-end features on this particular product, we didn't stop short in the hydronic heating side. So on this particular coach, we don't have any propane. We are either diesel powered through the Aqua Hot system or electric element powered through the Aqua Hot system for your hot water and for your heat throughout the coach. So keeping the propane out does a couple different things. It keeps the furnaces out of your sidewall. It keeps the mud daubers out of the intakes. It keeps the propane tank off the coach, so it opens up a little bit more storage down below. And the Aqua Hot's a great system. This is actually using the 400D in here. So it's going to provide multiple zones of heating. And then basically, as long as you have diesel fuel, you're going to have endless hot water through the city water inlet. If you do have water in your tank, the capacity on your freshwater tank is 100 gallons. Eventually that will deplete, but if you are hooked to city water, you could have endless showers. So after a long day out hiking or goofing around, you want to come back and take a nice long shower, feel free. Hey, so we have this beautiful front cap up here, but let's not get lost in the beauty of it because there's a lot of features and functions that go along with this setup as well. So this front wing up here, you'll kind of see the detail timed out in there. There's a release button on the inside of this compartment here that allows that generator to slide out. So instead of a door that drops down or doors that open up or a full front lower that comes out, we've isolated to this wing section itself. So it's very convenient, easy to operate. It houses an 8,000 watt quiet diesel Onan generator inside, which is more than sufficient power for your 3 roof air conditioners and power the inside of the coach. We do have or sometimes called the waiter mount. You've got the one arm that sticks out to the passenger side, and you got this guy kind of holding the tray over here. So gives you great visibility past your A-pillars. We are guilty of one thing at Fleetwood, and sometimes that is overbuilding product. We want to make it safe and strong and secure for the customer. So if you look here at the size of our A-pillar, it's quite a bit larger than others. So that's the reason why we use these mirrors for the best visibility possible. Something else along with visibility and safety is we do top mount wipers. So the top mount wipers are going to sweep down and clear that visibility area much easier, much cleaner. You don't have the resting of the buildup on the lower mount wipers. So the top mount sweep it away. We are a full bonded windshield. So unlike some competitors out there, they still use what they call is an H gasket and lock strip, and that's considered a floating windshield. We're not. We're bonded just like you would be in your car or your truck. So there's a fiberglass receiver pocket that windshield sets directly into that gives you the best sense of security, the best sense of safety up in the front, exactly where you want it. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. If you want more information, you can always check us out on generalrv.com or fleetwoodrv.com.